Good afternoon. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being on here. My name is Fifi Rich. I'm a makeup artist and a motivator. I'm just gonna go ahead and share some of the most common questions that I know that I come across in my makeup artistry. Highlight means to reflect light, right? So we highlight areas of the face that reflect light, that is in the mid-center, the under eyes, as I've mentioned, the bridge of the nose, the forehead, the chin. Usually these are the areas that reflect light naturally. So when we highlight the face, we want to go for a concealer. Usually we use a concealer, but you can actually use a foundation depending. A concealer that is 2 shades to 3 shades lighter than your skin tone, preferably 2 shades lighter. So what it does is here is a concealer. This one is the signature liquid concealer. Mine is in the shade Oatmeal. I kind of like highlighting with it because it's lighter than my skin tone, but it's not too light. I think it's 1 to 1.5 shades, 1 to 1.5 shades darker than my skin tone. So I'll just take it and dot it on the areas where I wish to highlight, and then I'll use a beauty blender just to blend it out, and then I'll go in with a pressed powder in a similar shade just to set it out. So when we highlight, we need to set it. Okay, we need to set the highlighter. Good afternoon. Hi everyone. Contour is basically to chisel the face out, add dimension, restore structure to the face that might be lost when you apply your foundation, or that might not be so visible when you have gone in with your foundation. A foundation, usually people feel like they just look flat after using it, and so contouring simply means adding shadow and chiseling out and sculpting your face. The people that tend to prefer contouring are people that feel like they have more round faces, people that have bigger faces, your plus size type of women. I personally don't fancy contouring that much. I tend to do it for tutorials and some of my makeup content, but it's not something I fancy a lot. So when you contour, you want to go in with a product. It can be a concealer, a lipstick even. It can also be a foundation or a contour product. There are products that are called, contour products that are just designed for contour. It can be a contour palette, it can be a contour and highlight palette. So it's just like that. But you don't always have to get an actual contour product. You can use a dark blush, you can use an eyeshadow, you can use a darker lipstick, a dark brown lipstick. So long as it's something that is 2 to 3 shades darker than your skin tone, you should be good to go. And so if you do it with a liquid, remember you're gonna have to set it with a powder, a finishing powder in the same skin tone that you are, or get a setting powder in the same shade of the contour. So good afternoon. Hi everyone. Liquid products will crease when we have not set them. Some people don't get creases, but if you crease, chances are you are in a very hot and humid environment. Chances are you sweat a lot. Chances are you produce oil a lot. So you wanna set your liquid stuff. You wanna set your makeup. Is it okay, guys? So let me see. Another common question that people have when it comes to makeup is hydration. Is hydration important? How important are the products that I use? Is it necessary to have products for the skin? Or can I just use camphor or Dawn or any body lotion before using my makeup? Because now I don't have face products. What should I do? I come across such scenarios, and what I would say is yes, hydration of the skin matters, and yes, it matters a lot the kind of products that you use, because how hydrated your skin is determines how healthy your skin is going to be and how healthy your skin is going to look even through makeup. Makeup is not a quick fix to something. Makeup is just there to highlight or to accentuate the beauty that is already there. Makeup must not be done to hide something, or you don't have to wear makeup as a mask to hide behind some insecurities or issues like that. I know that is something that is very common amongst women. That really shouldn't be the case. So it's very important to take care of your skin. Hydration, diet, things like that count. Sunscreen, for instance, protecting your skin from sunburn, from the elements, is also very important. Sometimes, according to the season that it is, you might have to change the skincare range of your products. So hydration, moisturizing your face is very important before doing makeup. Again, it goes back to the issue of knowing your skin type. If you have oily skin, of course, you need something that is not oily and that is going to counter oiliness or oil production on your skin. If you have dry skin, once again, you have to get a product that is hydrating. So you need to learn to identify your skin type and then get moisturizer, get a face wash or a cleanser, maybe even a toner also, which are specifically for your skin type. So hydration is very important. Going towards makeup application, it's very, very important. You don't want to miss the step. And then a primer. At least if you can hydrate and go on to apply makeup, it's far better. It's gonna give you an illuminated look. It's gonna give you a bright, glowy, healthy look compared to just applying makeup on dry skin. Okay, good afternoon. Hi everyone. When we talk about makeup, diet matters. What you eat matters. It's always advisable to have a balanced diet with your veggies, proteins, carbs, fruits, and drink lots and lots of water. So you should be beautiful on the inside out, right? And oftentimes what happens on our skin is a reflection of something that might be going on the inside. Also be on the lookout for that. And so yeah, it really matters. Hydration matters. The products that you use matter because they have a direct impact on how your makeup is gonna turn out. Yeah, so is that okay for now? So another common question that I come across when relating with people about makeup is tools. Do tools matter? How important are makeup tools, guys? These are sample brushes that I'm getting right here. Don't worry about this. It's the one I was using to illustrate the translucent powder, the loose powder. So this is a typical scenario of brushes. These are Jeff brushes, by the way. These are brushes, okay? This is an example of makeup tools. Another makeup tool might be something like this. This is a beauty blender or a sponge. I was using this just before coming on here. It's very, very important what it does. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it. It blends your makeup. It can set. It can be used for powder, for applying foundation, blending highlight, for contouring. Does a lot of things. It is your friend when it comes to makeup. Recommended tools. Oh yeah, and I think it's best used damp. What it means is you just wet it, make it very wet, and then squeeze out the excess water and use it damp, especially if you want to blend your foundation in or your liquid products. The tools that I recommend, because I feel like tools are very, very important. A good makeup is as a result of great tools and great makeup as well. By the way, great makeup doesn't mean it has to be so expensive. You can have affordable makeup which is very high quality, and then sometimes you find some of this so-called high-end makeup, it's not as good, so you have to identify what is quality, and quality doesn't mean expensive. Okay, so yeah, tools are very important. I recommend at least have a full brush set, a full face brush set. This is a brush set which will include face brushes, eye brushes, and lip brushes, so you can do everything for your face with it. And then have a beauty blender or a beauty sponge. Okay, that would be my recommendation, especially as a beginner. Yeah, tools are everything, guys. Tools are everything. Imagine you are a painter and you don't have proper brushes. What is your artwork gonna come out like? Yeah, so the same applies to makeup. Good afternoon. Hi everyone. So how to build a kit? Some people say, okay, I am so interested in makeup. I want to build a kit, but I don't know where to start. So how do I build a kit? This is what I do for my clients. I divide the face by 3 categories, which are the eyes, and then the face, and then the lips. So when you build a kit, you have to understand your interpretation of eye products. You have to understand your preference when it comes to eye products. Your interpretation, I mean, what do you like? What do you prefer? Do you like bold colors, very bright pinks, neons? Do you like the kind of eye look that, attracts attention, or do you like neutrals, nudes? Nude means something very much like your skin color. That is nude. Nude doesn't mean you're naked or you're a porn star, okay? So what do you prefer? For instance, let's deal with the eyes. There's the eyebrows and then there's the actual eyes. When it comes to your eyebrows alone have variations of products. There's eyebrow pencils, there's eyebrow gel or eyebrow pomade, there is eyebrow powder, for instance. So you have to understand what your preference is. I'm flexible. I don't mind, either one, but somebody might say, I only want to use eyebrow pencil. Somebody might say, no, I just want an eyebrow gel. Another person might say, no, I prefer a powder when it comes to my eyebrows. So you have to identify what preference you have around that area and then get products for that, right? And then also understand your preferences when it comes to eyeshadows. When it comes to eyeshadows, I personally would recommend that you get a kit that has more neutral eyeshadow shades. If you're just starting out and you are not so experienced and you are still a bit intimidated by eyeshadow, just get eyeshadows that are more neutral. Your browns, lightish, maroonish, purples, things like that are very, very much like your skin tone. And the good thing about neutrals is you can wear it alone. You can wear a single eyeshadow, which is a neutral or a nude, okay, and then you can just rock it and go. Sometimes you can use 2, sometimes 3, so it just depends. So the eyeshadow should have that at least, and then go for an eyeshadow that has neutrals, that has shimmery shades, matte neutrals, then shimmery shades. Shimmery shades are more shiny. They are used on the eyelid, specifically on the eyelid. You can't use a shimmery eyeshadow shade in your crease area or as a transitioning shade. For instance, there's something called transitioning when it comes to makeup. When it comes to eyeshadow application, that is the first shadow that you start with. A transitioning shade is the shadow that you start with that is going to determine the build up of your eyeshadow application, and it helps your application to stay intact, and it helps for you to be able to blend out every other eyeshadow that you're going to use very, very well, so that you get a perfect seamless application. Good afternoon. Hi everyone. How to build a kit. So I recommend an eyeshadow palette with neutrals, and the neutrals should be matte, and then I recommend something with shimmery shades and maybe even glitter shades. That is just my recommendation for when you're starting, but then again, we all have different preferences, so stick with what works for you. It's allowed to be different. We differ in opinion, and makeup artistry is very different. No two makeup artists are the same. So when you understand what you prefer with your eyes, go to the face. What kind of primer you need, see what kind of moisturizer you need, see the kind of foundation shade that you are, identify that, the kind of setting powder you prefer, if your foundation is the kind of foundation that needs to be set. You see, because a liquid foundation, you always have to set it, but a powder foundation, of course, you don't need to set it. A cream to powder foundation, usually you don't have to set it unless you have very oily skin. You might have to just powder it a bit. And so understand your skin and how you react to different types of products, and then you want to go for your face products based on that. Understand your highlighting preferences. Do you just want to use concealer, what kind, how you're gonna set your highlighter, if you want to bake, or if you just want to go and just powder it a bit. Baking, avoid baking when you're new to makeup. I don't recommend you to bake if you're new to makeup, okay? Baking is this technique where somebody will pack on powder, maybe in the highlighted area, pack on powder and just leave it. I'm sure you've seen it, like under the eyes, on the nose, on the chin, on the forehead, and then you just kind of leave it for some time, do other things, and get back to it and remove the excess powder later, so that the settled powder will remain and give a highlighted effect. So I think you shouldn't do that. If you're just a beginner, give yourself time, familiarize yourself with the idea of setting your makeup, and then once you're more comfortable, you can now graduate to baking. Personally, I don't bake.